Welcome into another episode of the Benchwarmers podcast. I'm Alex. Daniel is on the road. Daniel, where are you headed?
Mansfield, Louisiana, and then Logansport. So, dangerous. This is not recommended.
You're not looking.
Zoom and talk, but hands-free.
Yeah, right.
I'm looking at the road, as you can see. I'm not looking at the camera. But yeah, high school football, countdown to Southern Classic Chicken Friday football fever, wrapping up here, and get the job done.
Yeah, so that's two of our last three. You're going to two of our last three schools as we're recording this on a Monday. You're going to Mansfield and Logansport. One more school left for us to shoot. Don't look at me. This is for the viewers, but I got some sick tan lines coming through because we've been out on the practice fields, and the weather's been surprisingly not nearly as bad as it's been in years past, so we've been able to get out like Daniel's doing right now in afternoon practices. So it's been fun. We don't want to talk too much high school football here, even though we are going to interview a high school football head coach in this episode, but NFL preseason. I know, Daniel, obviously you're on the desk on the weekends. You got a lot going on. How much were you able to watch this past weekend?
The two-point conversion by Spencer Rattler and the interception. That's about all I took in. I barely saw the drive down there, just getting other stuff prepared for the show. But I saw that, and Spencer Rattler doing his best Lamar Jackson on the scramble. Hey, the yards is there, take them. And, good effort. It ends in a tie. But if I had to make my guess, it'll be Spencer Rattler getting the start in week one of the regular season for the Saints. Tyler is a rookie, and it shows. And, that's about it. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, no, I felt the same way. I mean, neither of them super impressed me, but at least Rattler went down the field and got it done against, third, fourth stringers, but whatever. And, he's at least has some reps. Whatever. I mean, it's going to be a long season for the Saints. That was my main takeaway from that game, whether it be defense, offense. When it was starters out there, it didn't look good. I mean, Jacksonville marched right up and down the field. They had a little snafu there on the fumble where Lawrence got tripped up by his own guy. So, I mean, it was easy. It could have easily been 21-0 when the starters were out there quickly. So, that's a good time. Cowboys, it's tough to evaluate because they're...
What I did like was that the Saints wore the traditional black and gold jerseys.
Yeah,
that was nice.
That was beautiful. We need more of that.
The jersey, gold pants and black jersey tops.
Yeah, we need to get more of that, even though we may just go with crazy combinations with the white helmets and stuff all year to try to make things exciting. The Cowboys starting Joe Milton. Joe Milton, rocket arm, and throws well over his receivers' heads.
Yeah, I was on set at the start of that game and did not watch a single second of it outside of, passing by the TV. They lost. I know that.
Yeah, well,
that's about it.
I can't tell if people on social media are trolling about Joe Milton because they'll be like, wow, what an arm. Look at this. And it's usually like a pick or a huge overthrow or something. It's like, the Cowboys just better hope that Dak Prescott is okay. That's all I'll say there because it's
probably a little bit of both joking and being impressed. So it's probably a combination of both, especially involving the Cowboys.
Right.
I will say I was a little key that it's bringing it back to the Saints. That stupid Twitter account, Don Cleaverman or whatever the heck it is. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was like
aggregator.
Tyler Shuck is really, really bad at football. He lost his balance.
I know. Well, we're losing Daniel a little bit, but I'm going to filibuster.
The way of the world. I know it was probably a joke, but man, I don't know. I hate stupid people.
Yeah, well, those aggregators, you gotta not get. Don't worry about the aggregators. It's literally their job to post whatever ridiculous thing they can get traction.
It worked. The rage page worked.
Yeah, exactly. Especially it's that Dove Kleinman, which I want to see him. I want to see Dove Kleinman in the flesh. What does he really look like? Who is he? ML Football, I think, is another one of them. There's a couple of them that's all they do.
Worst.
And they keep posting the video.
The worst.
You know the video of the guy on the Bucks, the rookie that's overweight, and they won't let him play until he comes down on weight. They post that same video over and over again and say heartbreaking. It's like, well, it's not really heartbreaking. I mean, he just needs to lose some weight. I don't know. It's just the way of the internet, man. That's a pretty good TO. But yeah, Bears a big winner week 2 in the preseason. Caleb Williams looked great. Outside of that, I mean, I watched all the games. I really didn't take a lot away. The Giants situation's confusing. Russell Wilson looked decent, and then until he didn't, Jackson Dart and Jameis continue to look good. I don't know what they're going to do there. Maybe they should just trade Jameis back to the Saints. That would be great. But besides that, kind of boring. Justin Fields looked bad in that Giants game. It's preseason, man. One more week of preseason to go, and then we're getting to the real stuff, and I can't wait.
And just to be aware for the folks at home, I am in the backwoods of Louisiana, so if I just randomly freeze up and stop talking, that is why.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the preseason. I don't know if you can judge too much about it. Kind of your point earlier, Spencer Rattler leading that drive against the 2s and 3s, but he played with the 2s and 3s on the Saints and, was able to get it done. Cowboys as well. I'm assuming Dak's not going to play in the preseason again in that third dress rehearsal game. We'll see. I know he was warming up at one point. But you would think you would want to get at least a series or two just to get comfortable. But when you want to avoid that injury risk,
right?
I mean, yeah, it's better to get injured in the regular season in, I guess, the overall scheme of it. You don't want to get injured at all, but you don't want preseason, he tore his patellar tendon. That's a way too dramatic injury that I just came up off the top of my head. But you get my point.
No, but I think a lot of things that we're seeing these teams do now as well is that they're doing the joint practices before the preseason games, and they're doing these scrimmages where they're saying, "Hey, look, Dak played however many plays in this scrimmage. That's good enough." Some teams are opting to go that way. You see the Bengals reversing course, playing Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. They haven't in years past, and they always start very slowly. So that's interesting to see that change. All right, well, we're losing Daniel just a little bit. So let's go ahead and go to our interview because we're running tight on time that we can get this thing done. So Daniel is in the back roads of Louisiana. We're going to go to our interview now with a coach who coaches in the backwoods of Louisiana. It's Manny head coach, hot and native, Tyler Hassell.
All right, our interview portion a little different this week, a solo venture with Tyler Hassell, the head coach of the Manny Tigers. Coach, your first year as the head coach at Manny. You've been there before. You've been on the job for more than a couple of months now. Fall camp well underway with the Manny Tigers. First off, thank you for joining me. And then secondly, how has fall camp been going for you guys down there in Manny?
Well, I appreciate the invite. I appreciate having me on the show today. This is a new thing for me, doing a podcast, Zoom, face-to-face kind of interaction here. So this is new for me. So bear with me a little bit.
No, you're all right.
Fall camp's great, man. Fall camp's been going great. I think our kids are bought in. Coming in January, trying to build up the numbers, but in going through spring ball and through the summertime, you want to find out who has some skin in the game. And we have 58 players right now who are bought in, committed. Fall camp's rolling. We're preparing for our scrimmage against North Caddo and Plain Dealing coming up this Friday.
And what was the biggest challenge of trying to get those numbers up, considering that it was needless to say, a tough season a year ago for the Tigers?
Yeah, so I mean, you come in. I have 35 players. First thing you do is you shop the hallways. You get the guys who's supposed to be playing, and give people a second chance to come out and try the game of football. And then you work on your junior high. And we got a good bunch of eighth graders who transition into freshmen in that 57 number. And just working on our feeder programs. We've hired a new junior high head coach. We've got our youth programs out there on the field tonight, practicing right now. So we're just trying to build it from the ground up and build a program back to where we used to be at.
And for the folks at home that aren't familiar with your coaching resume, you were on the Manny Tigers staff when Jess Curtis was the head coach. What do you remember about those years in Manny and some of your favorite memories from that time?
There's so many memories. I started there in 2015 and followed Jess to Natchitoches Central and at the conclusion of the 2020 season. So almost 8 years at Manny during that stint, and just some big ball games, man. Just the environment and the crowd and the support that this community has for its football. Big time games. We felt like we were snake bit. 2015, we made it to the second round, but after that, it was three straight semifinal appearances, and then following that, it was four dome appearances where we traded out a loss, a win, a loss, and a win, concluding that in 2022. One of those state championships being during the COVID year at Northwestern. So that was a memorable moment. Having kind of home field advantage, as you would say, very, very memorable there. And then, it's nothing like walking on that carpet inside the dome and winning it there. So some great memories, and wishing my buddy Coach Curtis down at Southside best of luck down there as well.
Yeah, and those championship memories that you made, wanting to bring those back to Manny. When you go into a job that has those not only hopes but expectations, what does that do for you as a coach to make sure your players are prepared to handle that pressure?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's we're giving them a dose of we're talking about respect. Going from an 0-10 season last year to being highly respected to not respected right now, and we're playing with a chip on our shoulder. We want to earn our respect first, and then move on. Gaining win by win. You play your scrimmage and your jamboree to get you prepared for week one. You play your non-district schedule to get you ready for district, and then you hopefully get your best seeding going into playoffs. And by that time, you should be peaking at the right time, playing the best caliber of football. So back to kind of your question, getting our kids, we're focusing on the little things right now. Implementing our discipline, implementing our standard. We want to get back to the Manny standard of playing the game, hard-nosed football, and that's what we're working on in fall camp right now.
And a little bit more into how you got into coaching and the Benchwarmers. We get in a little bit more laid back environment, a little bit serious right now in terms of the topic of football and wanting to win, but it's about fun as well for you. When you're out there coaching, what kind of joy do you get out of it, and what made you want to first get into coaching in the first place?
So I'm a Halton graduate, right down the road from studio. I like to call it Coaches University. I feel like a lot of coaches come out of Halton, and went to Louisiana Tech and was in engineering and for a couple semesters, and I just felt lost without the game. So I wanted to get back in touch with the game. Started volunteering at Cedar Creek, and I found joy in that. Found a lot of joy in that, and career change made me do an extra year of college, but getting back into coaching and around the game, I just fell in love with that, and that's a joy for me. That's something that I've done at an early age of 5, playing this game and playing all the way through my high school years, and took basically 2 years off and got back in the game. So it's really part of my identity. I feel like something that I've always been around. It's I just felt comfortable in this setting. I always felt comfortable inside of a locker room and being around a group of guys working towards one goal, and that's been really, really rewarding for myself. And being a first year head coach, molding a staff together has been a lot of fun as well. Getting guys who have that same driven mindset, and those guys that gonna coach these kids hard but love on them at the same time. So that's a lot of joy for me, and just watching these kids develop, watching them come in as ninth graders and develop into young men and going out into the world and be successful citizens and fathers and husbands. That's brought me a lot of joy as well. You make pennies on the dollar for the amount of hours you put in, and you've got to love this. Otherwise, this is going to be a dying breed for a lot of people. You've got to fall in love with this, and I'm in it for the long haul, and my family's in it for the long haul. So making this head coaching decision and making this change was not only a change for myself but my family. So it's been a lot of fun this past couple months, and looking forward to the years to come as well.
Who have you looked up to in terms of maybe picking their brain of a knowledge or a nugget here of what you've wanted to adopt into your own coaching philosophy, whether it's, on the field or within the locker room, how to handle business on a daily basis?
Well, I've had a great role model in Rodney Guin, who's the head coach at Calvary. He had a big tenure at Halton, and I had the opportunity working for Coach Guin at Halton for 1 year. The defensive coordinator at our time was Coach David Haney, who is now the principal at Halton. Some great role models there to learn underneath. And then Jeff's taking me underneath his wing, kind of stepping out on a ledge there and making a coaching change, going from Halton and jumping down to Manny, working with Jess and the amount of guys that he brought in those 8 years, talking about previous head coaches, a great offensive coordinator, Tommy Hall, who's now in West Sabine over in Texas. Just a ton, a wealth of knowledge that I've had opportunity to learn from those guys that I try to mimic a lot of what I do from what I learned from those guys.
And getting back to your Houghton roots, graduate of that school, have you had many chances to go back home and kind of see some folks and kind of get reintroduced to your hometown? How often do you get back to Houghton?
I get back often. Actually, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law, they live on the outskirts of Halton. We drive through periodically. I'm just fascinated by every time I go back from the turf field to the Jumbotron and all the updates and modernization of that school. I mean, not just the field alone, but the buildings and everything. It's a growing community, and I look for Coach Sewell and his staff to do great things this season.
And now that you got the Manny M on the hat and the Manny, M over your heart, is there any like dual allegiance, or is it all Manny Tigers right now, all focused? Do you have a little rooting interest for what's going on with the Bucks?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I'm always, you graduate from there, you always have a little interest in rooting for them. But, my heart's in Manning, my body's in Manning. I think you have to live where your feet are at, So, I'm day in, day out trying to get these guys believing in the winning culture that we had several years ago and get this train back on the tracks.
And focusing on these players that are on the roster, those that have come out and committed to you in this program, what have you seen from them just in your short time there? You get the job in January, now into August. How much growth have they shown you about getting that respect back that you've talked about?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a process. And, I can only speak from my experience, but I'm assuming when you walk in there, you have a certain way and you have a certain idea of what you want to get across to your kids, and they've received it with open arms, and they have taken and run with this Manny standard that we're trying to get back to, from how we enter the weight room to how we conduct business inside the classroom, how you conduct yourself inside the public. And that's something that we're taking pride on. It's not just on the field, off the field. These kids are buying into what all these coaches are selling to them, not just myself, but my staff as well. So they're doing a great job of buying into it. We come into a unique situation. The freshman class that I had in 2022 is now my seniors in this locker room. So we had a relationship before. They've been coached by me and some of these other guys that have been around this system. So they're buying in, I think, a little bit easier than it would be if you went into a brand new culture. So we know each other, and they're buying into, what I'm selling, and they're doing a great job of being the flag bearers for me. They're taking this program and they're running for them. And I look for a big season out of my seniors. We've got 13 of them this season. I look for a big season for them to come back and get that respect that they deserve.
And talking a little bit before we got rolling in the interview, some construction going on there in Manny. Tell the folks at home about what is taking place in terms of a field house being constructed, and you kind of a nomad experience right now, and where you can actually lay your hat down and kind of get some sit down time.
So not only coming in as first year head coach, you find out in May, hey, you got to get all this stuff out of here because we're going to do a $1.1 million remodel of our field house. Yeah. So we're not building it from the ground up. Should speed up a little bit of this process. We're expected to be back in it December 1st. Originally, the time frame was supposed to do it in the off season and hopefully be back in it, week one. But sometimes when you deal with some government money, there's some delays here and there.
You're right.
And so we're in the process of remodeling. Probably we're to the point of demo is done, and we're starting to see new walls being popped up on the inside on this remodel. We're gaining spaces where we haven't had space before. We've moved some hot water heaters out. We've expanded our training room. We're actually going to get Wi-Fi in that building, so I can actually do some of these interviews in my office. We've been stuck in 1982 for a time now, and we even have to watch film in my classroom, so we have to bounce around, and we're going to be at home once that field house is complete, and it's going to be top to bottom just a complete overhaul, and we're pumped up about that. Got some ideas how to get some branding in there, and we're just excited about that. It's going to not only help our football program, but having an updated training room, it's going to help all of our sports at Manny High School.
Yeah, rising tide lift all boats. Softball's done well, won a state championship. I'm sure all the other, as you mentioned, athletic programs will benefit. I had to laugh personally because when you mentioned Wi-Fi, it has been a struggle to send back some clips here or there of those awesome games down at Manny. So I'll probably be bumming some Wi-Fi at some point when we get down there for a game. May not be ready, I guess, from what you're saying in 25, but 26 should be full steam ahead in terms of all the bells and whistles for the Tigers, correct?
Indeed, yeah, we're hoping to get back in there. We'll be back in December 1st, but realistically, we'll be back in there when we come back after our holiday, Christmas holiday. We'll start our off-season program in that new building, and that'll be our new home. Right now, I mean, we're housed in the back of the gym, and we're moving around, and we got to move our visiting teams around. So if you're coming to Maine, just bear with us through this progress. Got a brand new highway out in front of Highway 6. So, I mean, there's a lot of progress going on around Manny. You just got to bear with these updates and modernizing our field house right now.
Yeah, so the struggle right now will pay off in the end. It'll make you appreciate the new digs even more, I'm assuming.
Yes, sir. Indeed. Indeed. Yeah. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, so getting away from coaching a bit, it's not all ball, but I'm assuming it is. You got to focus on everything, all that comes with coaching, whether it's players, administrators, and parents. But you got to have some free time for yourself. So we get into these questions about kind of what makes you tick and kind of peel the layer back a little bit. The what are we doing questions, we've kind of phrased them as. And we'll start off with our food-related question. What are we eating, our go-to meal? No health repercussions. If you want this on your plate, gotta have it. Comfort food. What is it?
I bought into the Cajun lifestyle. I don't know if there's something Cajun to cook. I'm cooking it at the house. Anytime we go down South Louisiana, you're stopping on 190, hitting Billy's or Carsoner's. So I think boudin or anything out of those Cajun marks has got to be top notch. We recently just got a best stop up here by Toledo Bend in Toledo Town, so that's going to be a couple stops coming up for myself. But anything Cajun related, that's what's on the grill or in the pot, I guess.
I like to hear it. So when you're on your way home from the practice field or riding to pick up some Cajun food, what are we listening to? Whether it's in the car and the headphones or just out at practice, what's on your playlist?
Well, the kids don't like my music so much. I think I'm an old soul. I like some old rock in there, make some old rock. And then you go back to what you listened to as a child. So 90s and early 2000s are definitely on the playlist. Sometimes you sprinkle some country in there. Sometimes you sprinkle some rap in there. So it's a little bit. It's on shuffle. I let DJ X on Spotify shuffle it up for me pretty good.
Okay, so I'm a 90s kid myself, born in 1990, so I kind of started getting aware of things around like 95, 96, 97. So are we talking about like Nirvana, NWA? Like what 90s realm are we talking about?
Oh man, we got to throw some Creed in there.
Okay.
Some Alice in Chains. You got to throw some of that in there. Anything you can throw some Counting Crows, just some summer hits of the 90s on old Pandora station or anything 90s alternative. I mean, that's the jam right now.
Yeah. I think Black Hole Sun comes to mind as that band from Seattle. I'm Soundgarden.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, throw that in there. Shout out to Matt in my ear giving me the update. So got the 90s vibe, got the old school rock going. But when you're back home, not watching film and all the tapes that you got to see from practice, are we streaming anything in particular on the TV or watching any network sitcoms? What are you watching to kick back when you want to kind of turn off football and kind of escape from that?
So me and my wife, we have a 16-month-old daughter. So we're streaming the next episode of Miss Rachel most of the times.
Okay.
It's daddy daycare when I get home. So I can't compliment my wife. I mean, she's my teammate throughout this. She takes care of our little girl. It's a lot of hours these coaches put in. It's time away from their families, but you do it to try to instill something good in these young men. So when I get home, it's straight family mode. I try to make sure it's whatever they want to do. So most of the time, a little overstimulated once I get home. Most of the time, it's just spend time with my little girl, and whatever's on the TV, it's usually a cartoon or a Disney movie right now. But in the summertime, occasionally we'll turn on the most popular series on Netflix or whatever the case may be. We hit a little bit of everything else.
Gotcha. Shout out to Miss Rachel. Yeah, I'm not into the Miss Rachel realm in terms of watching her programming, but I hear a lot of good things. A very upbeat personality, I hear. Do you have a particular favorite Miss Rachel saying or episode?
No, it's not about me. It's about that little girl. She loves it.
Yeah.
I mean, she's glued to it. So she's doing great with it. She's doing some signs. She's learned how to communicate. So definitely shout out to Miss Rachel for helping our daughter grow a little bit.
Well, Coach Hassell, shout out to you for hanging with us and chatting with us on the Benchwarmers. Good luck with all the construction down there in Manny. Good luck to those players. I know you're going to be coaching them up, getting that respect up for the Tigers, and getting some wins. And looking forward to seeing you guys on a Friday night. I know those motorcycles will be revving and those fireworks will be popping off no matter what's going on for the Tigers.
Well, I appreciate you and Alex Anderson and all KTBS for following Manny High School sports. We appreciate it. Sometimes we get left out on this island. Y'all have always taken care of us, so we appreciate you following all Manny High sports.
Trying to get every last bit of high school coverage as we can. Big shout out to Coach Hassell for hanging out with us today. And Daniel, I know we don't. It's funny because I feel like we don't have anything to talk about right now because we have been just knee deep in high school football for the past going on a month now. Late July is when we started. 23 schools after today we've been to, and all the practicing and all that stuff. And how's it been going for you, man? I know it's always a hard working time, but it's a fun time. Well,
in the first 100-degree day, it was a relatively fun experience as well. Not, like I said, not too hot, which can, make things worse. I was at a school earlier, and as I make a turn here,
I mean, we can't.
The camera tilts a little bit. Where that turf soaks up that heat pretty good. So generally, those turf schools kind of get me a little wary because, oh my gosh, I'm gonna melt from the combination of the heat. But, you make it work the best that you can, and it's been fun. Always good to get out to these schools and talk to these players and coaches as they get excited for a new season.
Oh yeah, and I would echo that. It's been a great time. I mean, you get to talk to all these guys, and they're also excited about the season coming up, and everyone thinks they're going 10-0 and going to the Dome or going to Jerry's World. Obviously, the highlight for me, of course, Homer, Alex here, but seeing the scoreboard out in Houghton, they put the American flag thing up on, showed me some stuff they were doing with it, knowing that students are going to be taking a class to learn how to use it, and they're going to be able to benefit that way. Just kind of seeing the groundwork of that. They got a new wrap on the wall in the weight room with all the different classes throughout the years of Houghton football. It's really, really cool stuff to see that kind of stuff. But just like you said, just to see these guys. I mean, you don't see them all year really since December, and catch up with everybody. You got new coaches, you're meeting new faces, new players, new stars on the show. You never know what kind of year it's going to be, but we do think it's going to be a great one. And we are, if you're listening to this, we're almost here We're just over a week away from the first Southern Classic Chicken Friday Football Fever. It'll be next Friday at 10:30 on KPXJ, so we're getting close to that. Daniel, signal's not our friend. You got a quick TO if we can hear you before you go?
Yeah, very random and unrelated to anything in the Arklatex. I recorded the Arsenal-Manchester United game on YouTube TV.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the NBC broadcast picked it up 26 minutes in, and Arsenal had already scored the only goal of the game. But fortunately, to turn a silver lining, the Telemundo recording also recorded at the same time, and I heard the game in Spanish.
Hey.
And my girlfriend is Puerto Rican, so she was like live translating for me. I caught a couple of words like, tres, that was 3.
Oh, there you go.
Goal, when Arsenal scored, I caught that, so that was pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
I have a
shout out to Telemundo Shreveport.
shout out to Telemundo getting it done. I kind of have a TO, but I would call it a TM, which stands for Twisted Metal. And if you haven't watched that show, it's in its second season, based on the very popular video game from back in the early 2000s. Watch the show. It's so good. It's definitely, and this is where the TO kind of comes in. My wife, Kim, it's very much a show in her eyes that I and I alone would like, which I understand. I tell her how good it is. She doesn't listen. I watched the first season on my own. Loved it. Man, we got to watch this show. We got to watch this show. Kim, second season's coming out. We got to watch this show. No, I don't know if I'm into it. Blah, blah. It has a clown. Blah, 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 blah. So, of course, I get 6 episodes into season 2. I'm watching one of the new episodes when I just get home from work. She catches a little bit of it on TV. And, of course, out of the 20 minutes she watches, oh, wow, this show looks really interesting. You want to start it over? So now we have just finished season 1, and we're watching through it again. So, it's a fantastic show. Everyone should watch it. It's on Peacock. Twisted Metal. It's awesome. But and it's been nice to watch through it again because, it came out originally 2 years ago, right around this time. And I remember it was a Sunday night I started watching it. I watched the entire season in one day. I didn't go to sleep. I stayed up watching it until 7 in the morning, and then I went to evangel practice right after and didn't sleep all day. It was brutal, but sometimes that's what happens. So, yeah, Twisted Metal. That's my shout out for the day. All right. Well, look, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I know that the signal, you can't show your socks because you're driving, so I'll show mine.
Well, I am wearing Dragon Ball Z related socks. They're black with the white script of Goku's gi on the back of his gi.
Got it.
When he's training with Master Roshi.
Love it. Well, I got the Darth Vader shirt on, but I'm going Sabres socks today. I don't know. I'm just feeling, hockey season's getting here. We had, the Mudbugs had training camp. They had a big fight that Roy got video of that I watched. That was awesome. So, we're getting excited for football, but also excited for hockey. That's the way we do it around here. Daniel, appreciate you taking some time. Be safe. We'll let you get to Mansfield. Go Wolverines. Go Tigers. The countdown to Friday Football Fever is rolling on. KTBS, KPXJ, different stories at 5, at 10, 5, and then at 10. Or 6 at 10, and then you can see the 6 o'clock stories again at 9, and then get ready for that 10. So it's running all day, 2 teams a day, up until next Thursday, which then takes us to the 29th of August, which is the first Southern Classic Chicken Friday Football Fever. So thank you guys for hanging out with us here on the Benchwarmers. We will see you next week for Friday Football Fever Kickoff Week.